In the first lesson, we printed any guessed letters not in the phrase and added parts to the stickman and the gallows. In the second lesson, we showed how many words are in the phrase and how many letters are in each word. In today's lesson, we want to add code so if a correct letter in the phrase is guessed, we'll show every place it's used. You've used the index of method in an earlier lesson, but it found only the first index of a letter. In order to find the next occurrence of a letter, I'll introduce you to another version of string's index of method. Hi, I'm Annette Gotland. I'm the author of the Do-It-Yourself Java Games books. I teach Java programming through creating games. Welcome to the video version of my books. We're currently in the Text Games video series, TG, the first of 4 types of games series. The focus of this series is to cover the fundamentals of Java programming. You'll learn how, when, and why Java programs are written the way they are. This series has 16 projects. Each project assumes you already have the skills taught in the previous projects. A link to the entire Text Games playlist is provided in the description below. We're currently working on the 15th project, TG15 Hangman. You'll be given a puzzle that shows how many words are in the phrase and how many letters are in each word, like this. If you guess a correct letter, the puzzle will show every place it's used in the phrase. If you guess an incorrect letter, that letter will be added to the list of wrong guesses, and another part of the stickman will be added to the hangman gallows. The object is to guess the phrase before all 10 parts of the stickman are drawn. This is lesson TG15.3, where you'll learn to get multiple indexes of a character in a string. The clue string has dashes instead of letters. If the user guessed a letter, you'll need to look for an occurrence of that letter in the phrase. Then you'll need to replace the dash in the same position of the clue with that letter. You'll need to repeat these steps until no more occurrences of that guessed letter can be found. So let's make a plan for how to write that code. Exercise 1. Make a plan. Pause the video if you need more time in any of these exercises. If you want to see how I would complete any of the listings, please refer to the completed listings at the end of this video. Now, add comments to the constructor after the puzzle is printed for each of these steps. First, find the first index of the guessed letter. Then, as long as it finds the guessed letter, replace the dash in the same position of the clue with the letter. Then find the next occurrence of the guessed letter and print the puzzle again. Now, let's write the code. Exercise 2. Place correct guesses into the clue. First, declare a string named guess with an initial value of L. Then, can you figure out the code needed to do each of the steps in the comments? Hint: use the index of method with one parameter to find the first occurrence of a string. Hint: if the index is -1, it wasn't found. Hint: replace string at is a static method in the myStringMethods class. Replace string at needs the original string, the index of where to place a string, and the replacement string. Hint: you must include the class name when calling static methods. Hint: use the index of method with 2 parameters to search for a string starting at a specific index. Run it. What happened? If your phrase was hello world, all uppercase, and you set guess to an uppercase L, it should have printed the puzzle twice, once with the puzzle showing dashes and a space, and a second time with 2 L's as the third and fourth letters of the first word, and 1 as the fourth letter in the second word. Try the puzzle a few times using different phrases and different letters. Make sure it identifies every place the guessed letter is in the phrase. Okay, so now it should print the clues correctly when the user guesses letters that are in the word. But we also need to update the puzzle anytime they guess an incorrect letter. Exercise 3. Update the wrong guesses. First, change the initial value of wrong letters to be an empty string. Then, declare a Boolean variable named found, initially false because the letter was not yet found. Next, if the guessed letter was found, set found to true. Then once the program doesn't find the letter, check the value of found. If the letter was never found, add the guessed letter to the string of wrong letters. Run it. What happened? If the guessed letter is in the phrase, the puzzle should show that letter everywhere it occurs in the phrase. Otherwise, the program should show the guess as a wrong letter, and the stick man should be drawn with just a head. Run the program a few times. Use different values for the guess. It should appropriately put the letter in either the clue or the list of wrong letters, and draw the corresponding gallows condition. Key points and more. Index of with 2 parameters. String's index of method with 1 parameter returns the first index of either a string or a character in the string. Use index of's optional second parameter to indicate where to start the search. Search for the next index of a string or character. Start the search after the index where it was previously found. Here are the completed listings for all the exercises in this video. This is the end of the 3rd lesson in the Hangman project. Your program should now be handling guesses correctly for both letters that are in the phrase and letters that are not in the phrase. It's now time to let the user make their own guesses. In fact, in the next lesson, we'll enable the user to play a complete game.